Day, she gets 8 to 10 people that are following her and reach out to her a month for her services. And a large part of that is due to what she was able to accomplish. Can you share with us a little bit about your journey through that fear that you had of being seen? Like, how did it start for you?
Okay. Well, the fear of being seen really goes way back to the 90s when I was stalked for several years. And in that case, it was just something that, I didn't think would, at the time, it seemed like, oh, this is just an ex-boyfriend who's just persistent. It was a boy, tries to break into her locker to steal her correspondence. He took one of the photographs he had of me and superimposed it on a nude Playboy model, and then had that plastered all over the school with one of those, with a very sexually demeaning saying underneath. So it was things like that that persisted even after I graduated from high school. And because it was a lot of phone calls and things, I was always really scared of phone calls and of physically being watched or being seen. Well, flash forward years later, I want to do this. I want to become a tutor. And you had that course at the time, online presence, and I was a good student. I showed up, I took notes, I knew exactly what to do. But I couldn't join, even though I belonged to the Insiders, I couldn't join the Facebook group. Like, it just, and I was like, I'm missing out so much on a part of this group and connecting with people, connecting with other tutors, and then, my possible ideal client and all of those things. And it's like being frozen in time until you take one small step forward. Mm-hmm. And so that first step forward was really working myself up to the point where I joined Facebook. And I created a Facebook page and I joined your Facebook group online. And the whole time I was doing that, I was afraid, what if people from my past found me? Because
right.
That's what people do on Facebook. They look other people up and they, cyber stalk people and
right.
all of those things, because that's the fear that a lot of people have. And then for somebody like me, it was an even magnified fear.
Right.
So that was one of the biggest things. Creating a video was another terrifying thing because my face was going to be out there on video. Mm-hmm. And, people could recognize me on YouTube. But you want to get people to your website. You don't want to hide your website. And then the same thing with blogging. I always thought if I were to write something or publish something online, I'd have to use a pen name. And of course, you don't seem trustworthy if you have a pen name. You don't seem trustworthy to other people if you don't show who you are, or you don't use a real name on social media. You've got to be brave and do all of those things. But it was something that was truly hard, and trying to overcome that fear was really an ongoing process that it took me a long time. And now, of course, I think, oh my gosh, there's nothing to being, on social media. There's nothing to having a Facebook page or a Facebook group, or, blogging is natural. I want people to find my blog posts. I want them to see my name. I want my name everywhere, my face everywhere.
Yes.
it's been a huge transition.
Yes, and what a powerful journey you've had to walk through. What would you tell that scared you in the very beginning, that first day that you entered into the Insiders, where you started coming to Zoom calls and you started being such a great student? What would you tell that scared you today that you didn't know?
You're safer than you think. And also that the risk is worth like all of the rewarding relationships, that you build, getting the students, but then also I love connecting with other people now. I love connecting with tutors and all of those things. And that the risk pays off because you gain so many more good relationships in your life.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're scared, you don't.